2017 Rockstar MX Nationals season got started in Whispering Pines in Kamloops, BC this past weekend. When the first MX2 Moto got underway, it was 338 Ryan Surratt out of California leading the two MX1 FXR Yamaha riders of Pettis and Moffenbauer. At the first lap, it was still Surratt holding on after that arm surgery. They were now feeling the pressure from number 787 who come into the series. That's Josh Osby, followed by Duran Stapleton, new rider out of Australia. The two MX1 riders pressured with Jess Pettis actually trying to take the lead, followed by Moffenbauer. Behind them, Josh Osby was stalking them in fourth. Jacob Hayes had current and defending champ, that is Cole Thompson, number 1 behind him. Meanwhile, number 14, Dylan Wright, went down the first turn and found himself playing catch-up, trying to salvage some points in his championship. Surratt still held on, while the two MX1 boys pressured from behind. Moffenbauer looking very solid. Duran Stapleton had number 100, that's Jacob Hayes on the Kawasaki, followed by defending champ Cole Thompson. Meanwhile, making progress through the pack up to 16th, that was Dylan Wright from GDR Honda. As the two MX1 riders chased down the leader, Thompson still found himself behind Hayes, but that wouldn't last long as he would make the pass. Moffenbauer eventually got around to the front, looked very comfortable out in the lead as Osby came up through the pack as well. 266 Christopher Fortier with a slight miscue there, did very well as Hayes still held off number 1 Cole Thompson. When the checkered flag was raised, it was Sean Moffenbauer who built up a commanding lead and found himself able to cruise casually across the finish line as Randy cheers him on with a shirt wave to the side. Here's a look at the Moto 1 results. When the gate dropped for the first MX1 Moto, we got our first look at number 377, former world champ Christophe Purcell on the Husqvarna. But when they all came around the first turn, it was Kevin Benoit out front ahead of Alessi and Jeremy Medalli making his return in the 450 class. After the first lap came around, it was Kevin Benoit already starting to look very comfortable up front, stretching a bit out over Alessi and Tyler Medalli, and a great start by Keelan Meston there as the rest of the riders come filing through here. Kevin Benoit looking very fresh out front. The question was about his ankle injury as he came into this, but he was looking comfortable and stretching it out. Meanwhile, Alessi still held on with Tyler Medalli pressuring him. The Yamaha rider had Purcell behind him pressuring as the rest of the field comes through. And there goes Jeremy Medalli. Kevin Benoit again looking great out front, but a little later in the moto, as he was well out front, a small slide washed out the front end would cost him a few positions and he would drop back. Meanwhile, Alessi still holding on. He hasn't been on the bike as much as he would have liked after the injury sustained through the Supercross season. Meanwhile, Purcell, looking as smooth as ever, was moving his way up through the pack. Cade Clayson, number 7, had number 10, the 4-time champion Colton Fasciotti, on him. As the riders come through, taking another look at, there is number 2 Matt Gerke pressuring number 377 Christophe Purcell as they head off into the road section. Alessi feeling the heat and starting to drop back. Jeremy Medalli looking great, having a fantastic battle with Tim Tremblay, Keelan Meston, and Cade Clayson as they came through a little broken water pipe, had a little trouble. And there's number 108, that's Dylan Epstein, who found himself out front after Benoit went down. Meanwhile, looking fantastic in second place, Tyler Medalli holding off the charge of both the riders of Gerke and Christophe Purcell, as Kevin Benoit now just tries to salvage some points after going down. Dylan Epstein would come around and be the surprise winner of the first moto as he took the checkered flag. Then came Tyler Medalli and the rest of the pack here. There's a look at their first moto results. After finishing third in the first moto, the whole shot of the second MX2 Moto went to number 787, Josh Osby, followed by Moffenbauer, Surratt, and number 100, Jacob Hayes. Osby led early as he had the pressure of number 12, first moto winner Sean Moffenbauer behind him, followed by Hayes, Cole Thompson, Surratt, Dylan Wright, and there's a look at Jess Pettis, number 16. Moffenbauer would get around Osby as the battle between Hayes and Thompson continued. Moffenbauer out front, the good battle with Osby and Thompson, followed by Hayes. Ryan Surratt behind number 100, Jacob Hayes in 5th, and there goes after a battle with Dylan Wright, that was Jess Pettis after passing number 338. Number 12 looking smooth at the gap as Cole Thompson tried to catch him. At the flag though, it was Sean Moffenbauer with a 12-second lead and the fist pump over Cole Thompson. BC crossing the line here in real time, followed by another third place for number 787, Josh Osby here as well in real time. Jacob Hayes would come in fourth, followed by number 16 there, Jess Pettis, 4 seconds behind him in fifth.
What a day you had. You got to be smiling, and you are. You still paid your price out there. You ate some roost early on.
I did. I mean, both Josh and even Cole was riding really well today.
The podium celebration continued with the top 3 riders. The champagne was sprayed. And now the riders will get their second chance at an overall as we head up to Prince George for this coming weekend. Here's a look at your Moto 2 results. And there's your MX2 overall. Moffenbauer, Thompson, and Osby in the top 3. The second MX1 Moto took off the gate. As they ran to the first corner, it was by a nobby. It was number 3, Kevin Benoit, grabbing his second hole shot of the day ahead of number 10, but just, followed by Keelan Meston, Porcel, and Tyler Medaglia. Looking smooth out front, that was number 377, as Christophe Porcel. I think he thought he may have been off to an easy win, but riders like Colton Fasciotti and Matt Gerke had other plans as they gave pursuit. It's Porcel out front, followed by Matt Gerke. Kevin Benoit still running strong up front there with Tyler Medaglia, Colton Fasciotti, and Tim Tremblay, followed by bronchitis-ridden Kyle Chisholm putting in a remarkable race with that sickness. Colton Fasciotti stayed smooth and started moving forward. And Dylan Epstein found himself well back in the pack early and had to charge hard to get up to 5th place by the end. Same thing with Keelan Meston. After a great first moto, could only salvage a 12th place in the second moto. Meanwhile, Colton Fasciotti was putting on a charge. Tyler Medaglia was holding strong up in 4th place. Kevin Benoit was holding on in some pain with that ankle. Tim Tremblay would suffer a mechanical actually late in this moto and was unable to finish. Gerke gives chase to Purcell, while Colton Fasciotti watches the action behind. Tyler Medaglia rode relatively alone there in 4th place, looking strong and really getting used to that Honda. Matt Gerke managed to get around Christophe Purcell at one point with Fasciotti behind, but it didn't last long as Purcell made it back around him. As Scott Champion with an electrical issue, he was able to get that refired and get going, but that cost him a decent result. Purcell out front. Fasciotti puts the pressure on Matt Gerke and was able to get around him. In the end, it was a smooth riding Christophe Purcell taking the checkered flag. After Colton Fasciotti got up to the rear wheel on the last lap, unfortunately got caught up with a lapper and wasn't too happy with what he saw. Matt Gerke was not able to keep up with the pace, said he was really fighting the bike, dropped well back in 3rd place, still a strong finish. 4th place, Tyler Medaglia, very happy with his result, going 2-4. That was Dylan Epstein, winner of the first moto, was able to hang on for 5th. Colton Fasciotti with his 5.2 took 4th. Tyler Medaglia with a 2.4 took 3rd place.
Yeah, thank you.
Dylan Epstein's 1.5 gave him second, just 1 point up on Colton Fasciotti. And the Royal Distributing Triple Crown, that's winning both hole shots, that went to Kevin Benoit.
Number 3 of Kevin Benoit, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, Kevin. Wow.
Christophe with Rockstar.
But taking the overall in the first of this championship series was Christophe Porcel, the rider from France. His 3-1 motos put him 4 points up on second place.
Oh my goodness.
As your top 3 celebrate, Porcel, Epstein, and Medaglia.
Oh my goodness, look at Porcel just feeding.
Now we'll head down the road northwest of here to Prince George, to the all-new track. We'll see you there. Thanks for watching.
Here comes Epstein. Beautiful. Well done.